like with my own eyes. And at first I was just like, hold up, are you God? And he's like, yes. What is up, Christ family? Welcome back to another video. Like I said last week, this is going to be a Q&A video. Plus, I'm going to include my testimony on how I personally met the Lord. So if you guys are watching at home, sit back and relax, and let's get it started. So the reason why I wear my mask is because I wanted to do a little something more creative, in the sense that I want to do a face reveal once I hit 15K subscribers. So once we hit that on my YouTube channel, then I will finally show you my face. Because I got a lot of people asking, how do I look underneath the mask? Second question is, what do you want to do with this YouTube channel? So what I plan on doing with this YouTube channel is, I want to get in shape so I can finally compete for my first amateur MMA fight. Now, to a lot of people, especially like close friends and family, I've kind of already told that to them. But this is something I've been passionate about since I was a little kid. Even though when I was little, I really tried to avoid fighting. But growing up and, being influenced by the UFC and my favorite fighters, it's something that I've been always dreaming of doing, but never had the courage to until today. Because I sat with the Lord and I said, Lord, whatever you have planned for me in my life, if it's part of your will, can I do MMA? And he told me yes. It's kind of like now or never, me getting up there in age. This is like my prime time. So that's what I want to do with this channel. The third question is, how tall are you? So I want to say I'm like 5'6", 5'5", but don't quote me on that. Fourth question is, how old are you? So I recently turned 29. My birthday was February 4th. Question number 5 is, what is your testimony? So this is the question I've been looking forward to answering the most. I'm going to make it a little quick. If you guys want the full video, let me know and I'll make it. Let me paint you a picture. So this was back in 2015. Me and a group of buddies all met up at one of our friends' place. And in high school, it's pretty easy to, get some trees and other stuff because, everybody knows somebody. So that being said, I went with my friends because this was the last time we were all going to hang out as a group, right? And it was supposed to be a pretty chill day. But prior to that, I kind of was already feeling a little down and sad because I was going to lose all my friends, in the sense that they're all going different ways and we probably won't see each other after high school. That being said, we go to so-and-so's place, and this was my first time ever doing trees. We're in a circle. We're eating cookies, passing the milk and the trees. So imagine taking all that, but being your first time. So you best believe I was out. I don't really recall too much after that. I was in and out of conscience. I do remember, though, my buddies were going to go drop me off. And like I said, I did all those stuff that you're not supposed to do as a first timer. Long story short, my mom picks me up at school because she was worried that I wasn't showing up. I didn't answer none of her text calls or anything. Once I got in the car, my mom's yelling at me, saying, what are you doing? What are you on? You're not yourself, this and that. And I felt bad already too. But not only that, I kind of let my mom down because it's, she means the world to me. And I'm really a good kid, so I kind of gave in to temptation. But long story short, we make it home. We're living in some apartments at that time. I remember going to her room. I slammed the door on her, locked it. I lay on her bed. And the crazy part is, this is what I told the Lord. I said, Lord, if you're real, I want you to encounter me. I want you to take me up with you. And whatever happens, I don't want to come back down. I want to start over. I want to reincarnate into something else because that's something I believed at that time. So next thing I know, I'm looking at the ceiling. I'm closing my eyes and I hear a whoop, 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 whoop. Next thing I know, I'm going through like this tunnel, but like kind of like light speed. And once I'm there, I kind of see my soul, you can say, looking down at my body, and I'm going up. And then as I'm looking up, I'm like, where am I going? And the next thing I know, right, I end up at this place where at first I thought it was like a spaceship because when I was going through, it felt like I was getting like abducted. But long story short, I get here and I see Earth, big old window, and there's nothing there. It's just blackness. And I'm looking around and I'm like, what the heck is this? And within like 5 seconds or so, a burst of stars and galaxies just passed before me. And I'm just like, what the heck did I take? I thought this was all like, you know, unreal, you know? And so, like, next thing I know, I'm in space. And I'm like, what the heck? And I see stars, planets, just like going all over the place. Next thing I know, a beam of light comes straight down, kind of next to me. And this is where a lot of people will consider what God looks like. Because, like, to me, before I kind of knew of Jesus and God, but I never really knew him in the sense that I really didn't have a relationship like I do now. What I see, this being formed right in front of me. First sandals, then his robe, which was white. And so as I'm looking up, I do see his beard. He has a beard. And then I see clouds, like thunder clouds covering his whole head. But not only that, I see stars and galaxies orbiting around. And at this moment, I kind of was scared, but also felt happy at the same time. And then next thing I know, I hear this thunder voice, like with authority. I can't describe it, but he's like, my son, just like that. Now imagine hearing like thunders at the same time and roaring like waves. And he's like, my son, I called you because you're letting me down. You have a big calling in your life. At this moment, I'm just like shocked in the sense that what am I experiencing? What am I seeing? And at that moment, I didn't know that I was speaking to God, like with my own eyes. And at first, I was just like, hold up, are you God? And he was like, yes, but I want you to call me the creator because I made everything you see, everything you have been experiencing to this point. I made you live, but I called you up here because you have a big calling in your life and you're letting me down. I didn't make you just for you to, continue going down the sound path. And ultimately, it's going to lead to your destruction. So before then, I called you up because you're going to do this big task. I can't say it yet. But anyways, he tells me all this and I'm just like, I still don't believe him. And then he says, I know you don't believe me, so let me do something for you. Next thing I know is I see his hand touch my forehead. And at that moment, just like a roll of film, I see my whole life flash before my eyes. When I was a baby, all the way to that moment of, being with my friends and doing all that stuff. And I was just like, wow. I was like, I am talking to God. And like I was saying, being in his presence is something I can never just get over. It was just so satisfying. Like I should be there, but at the same time, I'm scared. Something I can't describe. And anyways, so we're walking, right? And he's like, my son. He tells me, the reason why you're here is because I want you to tell my children. I do see them. I do hear their prayers. And I want you to let them know that I am real. And that for them to continue having faith in me. That no matter what happens, seek him. And he'll get you through whatever situation you're going through. Long story short, I'm talking to him. He's revealing to me what my purpose and my will is. And then just like that, I wake up in my body and I'm looking around my room, my mom's room, and I'm just like, what did I just experience? Was that real? But yeah, if you guys want the full version, I know I made this a little quick, but if you guys want the full version, let me know and I can make a separate video for this. But next week, Wednesday, I'm going to start releasing vlogs. So if you haven't already, subscribe, like, and share, and ring that notification button. And I'll catch you in the next one.
In Revelation 3:20, the scripture says, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. Knocking at the door of the church, knocking at the door of your family, knocking at your door. Why doesn't he just push the door open and come in and save me? He never interferes with your will. You have a will of your own. That's the way he made you. He made you in his image. You can reject him. You can go to your grave rejecting Christ, and there's nothing God can do about it. He'll do everything in his power to warn you. He'll do everything in his power to bring incidents across your path to stop you. But he won't trespass on your will.